Namaskar students. Hope you are hale and hearty, taking care of your health and your studies. I know you were waiting for this video, so here we are with an all new video. Before we start, I would just like to remind you about the various forms of governments at different levels in India. India, being a federal form of government, has three different levels of governments, one at the national level, another at the state level, and the final one at the local level. Today, we will learn how the state governments work. Yes, that's the name of the chapter number 3 of your civics book, Social and Political Life, Part 2. So, let's get going. Last year, we discussed the fact that government works at 3 levels: local, state, and national, and looked at the work of local government in some detail. In this chapter, we examine the work of government at the state level. How does this take place in a democracy? What is the role of a member of Legislative Assembly and ministers? How do people express their views or demand action for the government? We look at these questions through the example of health. In your books, you can see some pictures wherein two girls are talking to each other. They are discussing about the water shortage in their state and how people are falling sick. In many villages, people were found to be drinking unclean water. Streams had dried up, and so had tanks. In the worst affected areas, villagers have been carrying water across great distances. People at the district headquarters Patalpuram received water supply once in 3 days. The district hospital here were overflowing with the patients, a large number of whom were children with acute diarrhea. One of the girls asked another one what the diarrhea was. The other one did not know about it. On their way back home, they were talking that their mother had refused them to take anything from the market, as they may fall sick. Suddenly, they are stopped by a cop. The officer tells them that the local people had gherawed the MLA's residence. They were angry. Angry because the authorities did not do anything to bring the public health situation under control. Hence, they demanded that the MLA should have taken the responsibility for it. Then one of the girls asked, "Why are they shouting with so much of a loud voice?" The other one told her that on TV she had seen that these were the member of the opposition. Now, let's try to know who is an MLA. In the above section, you have read about some events in Patalpuram. You may be familiar with some official names such as collector, medical officer, etc. But have you heard of an MLA and the Legislative Assembly? Do you know the MLA of your area? Can you identify which party he or she belongs to? Members of the Legislative Assembly or MLAs are elected by the people. They then become members of the Legislative Assembly and also form the government, if they are in majority, of course. In this way, we say that MLAs represent people. In the next example, will help us understand this better. Every state in India has a Legislative Assembly. Each state is divided into different areas or constituencies. For example, look at the map below. It shows that the state of Himachal Pradesh is divided into 68 assembly constituencies. From each constituency, the people elect one representative who then becomes a member of the Legislative Assembly. You would have noticed the people stand for elections in the name of different parties. These MLAs therefore belong to different political parties. How do people who are MLAs become ministers of chief ministers. A political party whose MLAs have won more than half the number of constituencies in a state can be said to be in majority. The political party that has the majority is called the ruling party, and all other members are called the opposition. For example, the Legislative Assembly of the state of Himachal Pradesh had 68 MLA constituencies. Candidates from various political parties won the 2017 assembly elections and became MLAs. Since the total number of MLAs in the Legislative Assembly is 68, a political party would have needed to have more than 34 MLAs in order to gain a majority. The Bharatiya Janata Party with 44 MLAs had the majority and it became the ruling party. All other MLAs became the opposition. In this case, the Indian National Congress was the major opposition party since it had the largest number of MLAs after the BJP. Among the opposition were other parties including those who had been elected as independent candidates. After the elections, the MLAs belonging to the ruling party will elect their leader, who will become the chief minister. In this case, the BJP MLAs chose Shri Jairam Thakur as their leader and he became the chief minister. The chief minister then selects other people as ministers. After the elections, it is the governor of the state who appoints the chief minister and other ministers. The chief minister and other ministers have the responsibility of running various government departments or ministries. They have separate offices. A legislative assembly is a place where all the MLAs, whether from ruling party or from opposition, meet to discuss various things. Hence, some MLAs have dual responsibilities, one as an MLA and the other one as a minister. We will read about this further. As from the picture given here, we can see the results of assembly election in Himachal Pradesh in 2017, clearly showing that Bharatiya Janata Party had the maximum number of seats. Indian National Congress following it with 21 seats, Communist Party of India with 1 seat and Independent 2, making it a total of 68. Major party, a political party having electoral strength sufficient to permit it to win control of a government, usually with comparative regularity, and when defeated to constitute the principal opposition to the party in power, where the largest party in a legislature only has a plurality of seats. A majority government is usually assured of having its legislation passed and rarely, if ever, has to fear being defeated in parliament. A state also known as a working majority. The ruling party or governing party or political party in a democratic parliamentary system is a political party or coalition holding a majority of elected positions in a parliament that administers the affairs of the state. On the other hand, the parties which cannot form majority after election became part of opposition party. The title of official opposition usually goes to the largest of the parties sitting in the opposition, with its leaders being given the title leader of the opposition. After the elections, it is the governor of the state who appoints the chief minister and other ministers. At times, the ruling party may not be a single party but the group of parties working together. This is called a coalition. Let's try to understand this entire process of forming cabinet and other ministers. Like in our classroom, teacher assigns the duty of a monitor to a particular child. And further, in order to carry out the smooth functioning of the classroom, the monitor assigns various responsibilities to different students of the class. Some of them are assigned the duty to keep the cleanliness in the class. Which student will clean the blackboard, who will prepare the charts, and all these responsibilities are assigned to you by your monitor. In the same manner, the citizens of a particular state elect their MLAs. The party which is in majority after the election pick their leader. On becoming the chief minister of the state, the chief minister then forms a cabinet and the ministry portfolios are divided among various leaders of the party. The party which wins the election is the ruling party. It doesn't mean that the party which loses the elections has to do nothing in next 5 years. Rather, that party which loses the election forms a opposition party in the same legislative assembly, and they play a very vital role in the smooth functioning of democratic setup. They always keep a check on the functioning of the government. A good opposition party always condemns the wrongdoings of the government and points out a law if it has been made to obstruct the rights of the citizens of the country. Before a minister enters upon his office, the governor shall administer to him the oath of the office of secrecy according to the forms set out for the purpose in the third schedule of Indian Constitution. According to this, the taker of the oath to either swear in the name of God or to solemnly affirm to bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution. In the normal language, it means that they promise the people who have elected them that they will do their duty with all honesty and uniformity. They will not be biased towards anyone. Now let's talk about the governor of a state. The governors of the states of India have similar powers and functions at state level as those of President of India at union level. As you must have heard that President of India is referred as the first citizen of India. In the same way, the governor is considered very important for a state. Every state of India has its own governor. It's a duty of the governor to keep a check on the functioning of the government. A governor acts as a link between the state government and the union government. If there is any kind of emergency in the state, the special powers are handed over to the governor. Now, we will talk about the chief minister. In the Republic of India, a chief minister is the head of the government and the leader of executive branch of each state of India. The governor of each state serves as the head of the state, but the office of governor is the same as the President of India, however, only at the state level. The chief ministers are the advisor to the governors and they exercise the executive powers vested within them. Following elections to the state legislative assembly in a state, the state governors usually invite the party with a majority of seats to form the government. The governor appoints and swears in the chief minister, whose council of ministers are collectively responsible to the assembly. So, you have also learnt about the legislative assembly. Each state has a legislative assembly, a state legislature that has one house. State legislative assembly is a unicameral legislature. A state legislature that has two houses like state legislative assembly and state legislative council is a bicameral legislature. We will read about it in the days to come. The discussions are carried out, various bills are passed for the smooth functioning of the state. So till now, we have learned who's the member of Legislative Assembly, who elects these MLAs, what is a state legislative assembly, how does a governor and chief minister work. On your screens, you can see the picture of Legislative Assembly. You can see how various members sit in a legislative assembly. On one side, we can see the ruling party sitting, and on the other side, we can see the opposition party sitting together. You can clearly see that the total number of members in the ruling party is more than the members in the opposition. And the official who chairs the meeting of the Legislative Assembly is called the Speaker. During the functioning of Legislative Assembly, the discussion and debate on smooth functioning of a state is carried out. Hearing the opposition question on some serious issues, and the ruling party must give clear explanation or present a vision to come that particular problem in days to come. Like in this case, we can see scarcity of water resource in a particular area. Here, if the opposition party will question the reason of such scarcity, they will highlight the problem which the natives of that state face in their day-to-day life. It becomes a moral responsibility of the ruling government to clarify the reasons, the policies they have in pipeline, what planning do they have for near future, what will they do to curb that problem. In your books, On page number 34, you can see a similar activity like this being mentioned, wherein the assembly was going to have a debate on a current problem. During this time, MLAs can express their opinions and ask questions related to the issues or give suggestions about what should be done by the government. Those who wish to can respond to this. The minister then replies to the questions and tries to assure the assembly that adequate steps are being taken. The chief minister and the other ministers have to take decisions and run the government. We usually hear about them or see them in the news channels or in the newspapers. However, whatever decisions are being taken have to be approved by the members of Legislative Assembly. In a democracy, these members can ask questions, debate an important issue, decide where money should be spent, etc. They have the main authority. Now we see a session like that being carried out, wherein MLA number 1 says, in my constituency of Akhandgaon, during the last 3 weeks, there were 15 deaths because of diarrhea. I think it is a shame that this government has not been able to check the situation of a simple problem like diarrhea while proclaiming itself to be champion of the technology. I would call the attention of the ministers in charge of health to take immediate measures to control the situation. Herein, MLA 2 says, my question is, why are government hospitals in such a bad situation? Why is the government not appointing proper doctors and other medical staff in the district? I would also like to know how the government plans to deal with the situation, which is affecting a large number of people and is also spreading. This is an epidemic. To this, MLA 3 says, my constituency of Tolapatti too has a serious shortage of water. Women travel up to 3 to 4 kilometers to collect water. How many tankers have been put into service to supply the water? How many wells and ponds have been cleaned and disinfected? To this, MLA 4 replies, I think my colleagues are exaggerating the problem. The government has taken steps to control the situation. Water tankers have been put into service, ORS packets are being distributed. The government is doing everything possible to help the people. To this, MLA 5 reacts, we have very poor facilities in our hospitals. There are hospitals that do not have a doctor and no medical staff has been appointed for the last few years. In another hospital, the doctor has gone on a long leave. This is a shame. I think the situation is going from bad to worse. How are we going to ensure that ORS packets reach all families in the affected areas? To this, MLA 6 answers, the opposition members are unnecessarily blaming the government. The previous government did not pay any attention to the sanitation. We have now taken up a drive to clear the garbage that has been lying around for years. In the earlier section, you have read about a debate in a legislative assembly. The members were debating the action taken or not taken by the government. This is because the MLAs are together responsible for the work of the government. In common usage, the word government refers to govern departments and various ministries who head them. The overall head is the chief minister. More correctly, this is called the executive part of the government. All the MLAs who gather together in the legislative assembly are called the legislature. They are the ones who authorize and supervise their work. As we saw in the earlier section, it is from among them that the head of the executive or the chief minister is formed. The legislative assembly is not the only place where opinions are expressed about the work of the government and action is demanded. You will find newspapers, TV channels, and other organizations regularly talking about the government. In a democracy, there are various ways through which people express their views and also take action. Let us look at one such way. Soon after the discussion in the assembly, there was a press conference organized by the health minister. Large number of people from different newspapers were present. The minister and some government officials were also present. The minister explained the steps the government had taken. Reporters asked many questions at the meeting. These discussions were then reported in different newspapers. The following page has one such report. During the next week, the Chief Minister and the Minister for Health visited Patalpuram district. They went to visit the families who had lost their relatives and also visited people in the hospitals. The government announced a compensation for these families. So now you can see how actively the states work for the betterment of its people. Hope today's session was fruitful for you. Let's try to analyze what we have learned. Let's get going. MLAs are elected by the people, members of parliament, selected representatives, all of them. MLAs are elected by the people. Very good. The political party whose MLAs have won more than half the number of constituencies in a state can be said to be in majority, minority, opposition, or all of these. Very good. The one who wins with 2/3 majority is in majority. Very good. So, who is the head of a legislative assembly? Minister, MLA, Chief Minister, or all of these? Very right. Chief Minister is the head of a legislative assembly. Who is responsible for the medical services? Transport Minister, Police Inspector, Education Minister, or Health Minister? Very right. If it is medical services, it has to be the Health Minister. Now you have to fill the blanks of the sentences given on your screen. So, diarrhea spreads through contaminated water. Laws for the state are made in the Legislative Assembly. MLAs are elected by the people of the state. Every state is divided into constituencies. Very good. So tell me, if following statements are true or false. Some MLAs have dual responsibility as an MLA and as a minister. Very true. Gathering of media persons is called Legislative Assembly. This is a false statement. The independent candidates can also stand in elections. Very true. People can express their opinion through media or even in Legislative Assembly through their representatives. Again, true.